Mercedes-AMG Interview Lounge.
I do think that we've given way too much attention to avocados.
Never.
And that's why I'm going to watch Dr. Oz today. And what do you mean we've given too much attention to avocados? I mean, they are the superfood, we've been told.
You know, I kept getting these notes from relatives of people saying they're spending $1,000 on avocados a month. What is going down? So I got thinking, how much do we really know about avocados? And too much of a good thing, as usual, is not the right solution, although it is very American tradition.
Why are they so damn expensive?
You know, because they ship them from all over the place to get them here. But I think a lot of us were eating a ton of them. You know, the serving size, I looked this up. The serving size of an avocado is a quarter of an avocado. That's basically two
That's
chips.
Not much.
I know. No one's going to do that.
I eat the whole damn thing.
Of course.
I hate the serving size people.
I know. Don't you?
I hate the serving size people. Whoever comes up with the serving sizes, they're awful.
The serving size people have size problems.
Yeah.
That's why I would never pull my pants down in front of a serving size person.
Although speaking of pulling your pants down, the word avocado comes from the Aztec term for wait for it, testicles.
Testicles.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
They grow in pairs. There's two of them. One's a little lower than the other.
Yes.
In men, notice all the guys out there, you can touch if you want, but if you're not driving.
Here.
But here, I'm going to turn around, Elvis.
Okay.
The one testicle is always lower. It has to make room. Otherwise, they'd be banging the whole time when you're walking around. The one testicle has to get lower than the other.
Okay, is this why testicles are uneven?
Yes.
So they don't bang into each other?
Why?
It is true.
Oh
There's two things. It's not a coincidence.
By the way, 10 points for the use of the word bang.
Yeah.
And testicle. And testicle in the same sentence. And the other thing is, they're outside the body for an important reason because they got to stay cool.
Temperature.
The sperm would die. So when little children have undescended testicles, we have to operate and pull their testicles down. If they, it happens a lot actually.
Wait, we were talking about avocados. What happened?
Oh, that's right. How do we get? But I digress.
I'm going to start calling testicles avocados.
You actually progressed. Okay. So what's the deal?
One last little thing. The texture of the avocado before I leave testicles. You notice the California testicles are lumpy and bumpy a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no California avocados.
California avocados,
yes,
sorry.
You said California testicles.
Well, that's also true.
There are people waking up in Oxnard right now going, what?
What the? No, they're lumpy because they're supposed to, because the male testicle is gritty like that a little bit. If you actually touch it, not that you would, but because men don't like that. But if you touch it, it's a little gritty. But a Florida avocado is smooth.
Yes.
Which is not how a testicle is supposed to be.
So, Froggy, you have smooth Florida testicles.
Yes, very smooth, yeah.
Now, didn't you go to their game? Didn't you go see the Florida Testicles play this past weekend?
Yes. And I'm going to see them again this weekend as well.
When I was growing up, my grandmother lived in San Diego, and she had this huge avocado tree in her backyard, and I started eating avocados when I was I would just go back there and just rip them open and eat them, and I'd have green all over my face.
Adorable.
I love those.
Adorable. But you know, the part of the reason I love avocados, in fairness, is they got the healthy fats in them, and they help you absorb nutrients. So if let's say you have a salsa or guacamole, you put a little tomato in there, the lycopene from the tomato, the antioxidants, they get absorbed better if you eat them with the avocado fat. So something they knew, what your grandmother knew what she was doing.
Now, what are super avocados?
Super avocados are over 5 pounds.
Oh my God! Those must bang into each other.
They really do that. That's not normal. If you have that going on, it's a separate problem. But but super avocados are 15 times larger than a regular avocado, and we have the kid on the show who has the world record. There's a Guinness Book of World Records for the largest avocado ever grown. Yeah, they're big as my head.
I don't think I'd feel comfortable making guacamole out of your head.
So many servings.
So many servings. Yeah. How many serving sizes is that?
Okay, also on today's show, talking about CBD. Look, this CBD is something that's surrounding us everywhere we go, marketing, whatever, and we even have some partners here on our show. And I actually put some CBD cream on my elbow the other day because it was hurting, and I did feel some relief. Now, is it all in my head, or is it real deal?
No, I think it's real. And here's the thing. We've been having so many questions from viewers on... By the way, Elvis was on the show this week. I forgot. It's unbelievably great. And we'll talk about that in a second, if you don't mind. But let me finish with CBD because they're related.
Yes.
One of the biggest problems we have in America is people feel out of control, right? They're swerving out of the lane they're supposed to be in. And so, Elvis talked about this a lot. There are lots of solutions. Most of them come from internal work, which we'll talk about in a second. But CBD does help for that. It seems to calm people who are restless. People seem to sleep better with CBD. Aches and pains, which are often traveling together with anxiety, because people are nervous about something in their life. Their aches and pains start to get more sensitized, more appreciated. And CBD works on those. However, here's the problem. Most of the CBD products that are sold in America are fake. If they're fake because there's nothing in them, they're sawdust, or there's so little in them they couldn't possibly work.
Well, how do we how do we figure out how do we determine if what we're buying is the good stuff?
So that's a good part of the show today is telling exactly that question. And we don't have CBD sponsors on purpose, so I can talk openly about which ones I think make sense and don't make sense. But fundamentally, there should be a certificate of analysis on the company's website. They should be actually proving to you that what's in there is in there, because that's the biggest way you get cheated. CBD is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Pot's cheaper than CBD.
I know.
Wow.
That's why we buy pot.
That's right. But I believe eventually we're going to end up legalizing marijuana, and you'll have a little bit of marijuana in most of the CBD that you don't need as much.
Right.
Because marijuana potentiates the CBD.
Well, okay, let me give you a great example. Danielle.
Yes.
I remember when we first started discussing CBD, before we knew a lot about it, you were like, no way will I ever put, it's illegal. I'm not going to put marijuana. And now you see the difference between a CBD product that's good and pot.
We found one that's, like you said, on the website. It's got all the information, blah, blah, blah. We know that.
So you knew to look for all that.
Yes. Yes. But my back has never felt the way that it's felt with CBD.
It's remarkable.
And if I go a couple days without it, I feel the difference.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but pot was made primarily illegal, hard to trade in the 30s. The American Medical Association came out against the rule. Doctors said you can't make pot illegal. People use it. And then hemp became an issue because of the fight between hemp and cotton. It had nothing to do with drugs.
Right.
It was actually just about agricultural battles. And when marijuana was made a Schedule I drug and a truly illegal drug like crack cocaine and everything else, again, the medical community didn't think it was wise because doctors saw patients benefiting from it. And you can't die from pot. You can't die from CBD. You can't even get high from CBD.
Yeah.
And yet we take away a tool we could use and replace it with opiates, which we know has devastated a generation of Americans.
Without doubt.
But some people are worried about the long-term effects, like what we don't know about it.
I'm less concerned about CBD and marijuana because they've been around for thousands of years. They're probably the oldest medicine after honey. And honey was the oldest medicine because they would put it on open wounds.
Let's make honey illegal.
You can put honey on open wounds?
You have to.
And what does it do?
Well,
tastes good.
Honey will protect your cells but kills bacteria. Bacteria can't grow in honey. That's why the bees make it.
Hello.
They kill off the bad boys from getting in there.
I didn't know that. But I didn't either, but I'm going to pretend I did. Don't you know that? I love honey.
Next time my kid gets cut, I'm putting honey on it. They're going to be
like, Mom,
remember
when you brought us honey? You brought the Dr. Oz honey?
I should have brought some today. I just harvested it.
So good.
You know what? I need it. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm bringing some more.
Out too.
I used my last Dr. Oz honey. You know what? The stuff we learned from Dr. Oz, we've learned about, avocados and testicles and honey. I don't know.
All the fun. So before I leave CBD and why yours, Elvis came on the show and spoke beautifully. Charlamagne was on. Caroline, and we had a bunch of really cool people talk about why America is forgetting about their mental health. And it wasn't a hard, sour and dour, take better care of yourself. Everyone knows that. It was getting into the nitty gritty of how you talk openly to people. So if you're not going to take CBD, or even better, before you have to take CBD, we got to talk about this for 1 second. So I wrote a little list down. The 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
I'm going to quiz you to see how good you are in this. Now, just one little thought here. The big issue I think a lot of people focus on is they don't think they want to be restricted. But when you don't have any rules, it causes separate problems, right? Because if you don't think your decisions mean anything, then your life becomes meaningless. That's the irony of the whole thing, right?
No, decisions are the foundation of everything that happens.
Right. It's sort of why we like when people who make bad decisions get penalized for it, because it reinforces that, right? I mean, we're doing a lot of true crime on the show. Tomorrow, actually, Rosanna Scotto's on tomorrow. We're talking about Chambers. Remember the Central Park killer,
the preppy killer. Yeah.
And
I used to have a crush on him.
Oh my God,
he was a good-looking guy.
Yeah. He was.
His
but
girlfriend.
Then I found out what he did, and I was like, what a monster.
His girlfriend that he was meeting the night he killed Jennifer Levin, and then she got mad at him because she accused him of stealing her money. She's on the show tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Talking about how she finally figured out that he's a psychopath. And,
wow.
A lot of people may not know this, but he went to jail for just a few years because they had to plea bargain for manslaughter. After he got out, he didn't get any time off for good behavior, by the way. But he served the entire time, which no one does anymore.
But he was preppy.
He was preppy.
Preppy
but then he
should be
gets
let out
released,
early.
immediately starts selling drugs, goes to jail for longer selling drugs than for killing Jennifer Levin.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But,
crazy.
But anyway, the 7 deadly sins.
So you're going to quiz us?
I'm going to quiz you. So
Okay.
I'm going to go around the room. Everyone has to name a deadly sin and what they like about it.
But
only
gluttony.
one. Only one.
Gluttony.
Gluttony. That's right.
I love gluttony.
Oh, that's the one I was going to take. Lust.
That's the mine.
Gluttony and lust.
Yeah.
Lust is one that you got that. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget any.
Okay. Well,
Keep going. Nope. You can call in with ideas.
Oh, we're supposed to say all the 7 deadly sins?
yes, go.
Gluttony.
But if you know them, you can avoid them.
Wrath.
Grass?
Is it wrath?
Wrath.
Wrath, no. No, but you know what anger is? I'll give it to you. Anger is one.
Yeah.
Okay, so far we got sloth.
Envy.
Envy is the one that's most interesting.
I love DJ Envy.
I like DJ Envy too.
Okay, why is envy so interesting?
Because all the other deadly sins are fun when they're used a little bit.
Yeah, gluttony is fun.
Right?
Yeah.
But envy is no fun, even at a small dose.
Oh, okay.
And you think about it, there's no benefit to envy, and yet we still have it, and we still do it, and it probably is the most destructive of all the 7 sins.
Yeah.
Because you always have a little bit of that. And no matter. And here's
Let
the
me
thing.
ask you a question. Do you have, honestly, talk to yourself and then answer out loud. Do you have any degree of envy when it comes to anyone or anything on earth?
Definitely.
You do?
Absolutely. Everyone does. I
can't think of anything I'm envious about.
I'll say, okay, that surgeon does a better job with that operation than me, or that person's funnier than me, or that person's quicker in the moment, or they jump higher. There's always someone better than you, but that's the key is to acknowledge that, celebrate that, and move on.
Yeah.
And it is such a head fake to try to go anywhere else. But the irony of envy is, again, it makes you miserable from the moment you sense it, and yet we still go there. And this gets back to the issue of the decisions you make, because the virtuous life, the life we should be seeking, is one that naturally takes us in a different direction. And you think you're giving up stuff. You're not giving up anything, because every time you decide or don't decide, you're making a decision. And too often, I think in modern America, we run from that reality, which is why, because I've been trying to understand what is it that's attracting us to all these stories of true crime and others. Deep in our gut, we know that the right decisions should be rewarded, and when they're ignored or they're sort of softened up, we feel wronged crazily. So we actually want there to be a little bit of criticism, which is why people go after people who make mistakes, sometimes erroneously.
You love for the village to show up while someone gets burned at the stake. Yeah. They all want to see justice.
Yeah, they burned me in effigy once, which is a place in upstate New York, but I got out of there quick.
Oh, hello. That was funny.
See, I'm not funny.
You're fun.
My wife says this. My wife and kids say the biggest problem I have is I think I'm funny. And I think
it's cute.
I did the Ellen show last week, and I was out there.
By the way, congratulations on finally getting on Ellen.
I know, Cheryl Crowley arranged it. So
thank you, Cheryl.
We're out there having a good time, and I was just on the stage, and I was realizing that the best thing I could do is be the straight person. Because any joke I tried to try out there would fall flat.
No, but that makes you charming, though.
Well, some people say it's charming. My wife has a different word for it.
We call it dad humor.
Dad, yes, that's exactly it.
It's dad humor.
You're a neat dad.
Okay, back to these 7.
All right.
Isn't pride one of them?
Yes, pride.
No, why is pride bad?
I don't know.
Because pride means you think you're better, even if you haven't proven you're better. So if you really did something and you are virtuous in it, you respect the fact that you worked hard. But the pride that you're better than never counts, because you're never better than. At the end, we're all even.
Here's one for Gandhi. Vanity.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh, that is a good one though.
No, there's two. Greed, yes.
I love greed.
Greed. So let me go through. We've gotten pride, envy, gluttony, anger, and greed. There are 2 left, and these are the 2 most important, and they both could apply in this room. Could apply in this room.
Well, I'd say gluttony.
Yeah. Well, there's one related to gluttony.
What?
Sloth.
Oh, yeah, I do. I was sloth this weekend.
I'm a sloth every day.
I thought you were talking about the rain. If that wasn't a drizzle, that was a downpour. The heavens opened up, and you thought that was fun. That's
scary,
sloth.
Scary as sloth. Seriously, what is sloth? What is that?
You're like a sloth. You don't move.
You don't move. You just sit there.
Log.
But
Laziness.
then,
What it is?
yes.
Oh.
But if someone like rolls a buffet and he turns into gluttony,
yes,
and he starts running. Okay,
exactly.
So sloth. You're saying this room is full of sloth. What's the other one?
And the last one. Well, we lost a congresswoman over the weekend, right, Ms. Hill? She was involved in. She was.
Oh yeah.
She was having an affair with her
subordinate.
So she was dating. She was married to a man, but dating a female subordinate, which is still considered harassment. But there are naked pictures of her with bongs and the like, and that is part of lust.
Lust.
That's my favorite one.
Your favorite one? I thought so.
Lust is fun.
Yeah, lust is fun. Again, lust with a small amount is sort of fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's what actually
a little drop of lust.
Yeah.
Well, we have all these, the biggest. Actually, we have a sexual famine in America. I think we all acknowledge that, because there's not enough lust in our relationships. You want to lust a little bit, but you want to lust with a payoff that's healthy, that's virtuous.
Yeah, and not you don't want to go to jail. I'll tell you what, we got to take a break. We're going to come up back with Uncle Oz. With Uncle Oz. And I think coming up, I think we're gonna prove him wrong. where Dr. Oz is going to tell a few jokes coming up. We have our writers.
Did you hear about the constipated accountant?
No, what?
Stick around.
Is that a joke?
No, I think
No, is that a joke?
I think so.
Is that a joke?
No.
Sure.
That's my point. I don't know if that was a joke or not.
I'm teasing.
Hi. Is this thing on? It is. Okay, good. I'm sorry. Scary, how long have we been out of the song?
No, it was right there. You came in on cue.
All right.
I wouldn't let you fall.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He's let me fall so many times. Anyway, we're here with Dr. Oz. And, we were talking about several things. First of all, let's get to Halloween. Okay. Halloween. Apples. In particular, what is it about Halloween and apples? I'm setting you up, by the way.
When I was a little kid, I used to hate going to the houses where they were giving you apples, no candy. You ever experienced that?
Yeah. People throw things at those homes.
I know. So I looked into the apples, and I realized that from now on, we should be eating our apples differently.
Yeah.
The best part about the apple, the healthiest part, is actually the seeds in the middle. So you know how you eat this apple from the side?
Wait. The seeds are the healthiest part?
Yeah, they're the probiotic and prebiotic part. They feed the bacteria in your gut. So from now on, eat the apple from the bottom up.
Whoa.
You know how the place you usually hold the apple with your fingers? Flip it and start from the bottom and work your way up. My dad used to do that. He grew up, he was a farmer in Turkey.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
I knew that, but I didn't know about the apple.
So at Halloween, if you want to freak people out and scare them up, just take the apple, what they give you one, flip it upside down, bite from the bottom up, and with the stem. The stem you don't have to eat, although that's not bad for you either.
Really?
You're like a billy goat.
Really?
People get freaked out.
By the way, what do I get at the Dr. Oz house when I go trick or treat?
Yeah, what do you guys?
I have all the grandkids there this week. They already have the little boy John has a fox outfit. He wants to say, what does the fox say?
Oh, that won't be irritating.
Exactly.
No, but what do you guys pass candy out, or you do healthy things?
We have big vats of candy, and the house is so decorated with all kinds of ghoulish items, and it's a park, basically a theme park for Halloween, that all the neighborhood kids come there. So I really have to stack up. We go, actually almost always you have a panic moment around 10 o'clock when they're still coming.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to pretend you're asleep. You ever do that? Because you have no more candy left.
Yeah,
you turn the lights off. You stop with ding dong, Dr. Oz, ding dong, Dr. Oz, Dr. Oz.
So wait, do you give out the big size or the minis? Because that depends on whether I'm coming or not.
No, what we do is we have a lot of minis, but they take big. They basically shovel them into their bag.
Oh, okay. So you have
That's
many
fine.
minis.
And I'm talking about a lot of candy. I mean, like trash bins full of candy.
Hey, I have an idea. Okay. Oh, by the way, the apple seeds are great unless you're allergic. So don't
be allergic.
Hey, so you are always the first person to say laughter is the best medicine. When's the last time you went to see a funny comedian? When's the last time you laughed at someone telling jokes?
I was at the Elvis Duran wedding. That was a comedy show, basically. You say that, but comedy humor is the closest distance between two people. It bonds us in a very unique way. And two reasons for it, I think. One is you actually have to use your brain for humor. You've got to connect the dots.
Right.
That's why comedians are funny. They don't complete all the elements. They give you the clues what the funny is, and you have to find it in yourself.
Right.
And also, if you can be humorous about stuff, it means you can take the pain of life a little less. Because the gallows humor, which is what we call it in the operating room, when really things are not working out well and everyone's losing it, a joke calms everybody down, takes all the tension out so you can relax, focus on saving the guy's life.
I love that. Maybe we should tell jokes on this show when we're about to lose the patient, unquote.
Oh, yeah.
When Scary drops you.
As in the listeners. When Scary drops me. I have an idea. Because you were saying, because I consider you one of my best friends. I consider you one of the funniest guys I know. But you're right. When you said earlier, you're not funny, you're not extremely funny.
No, I'm not.
You're very fun.
Yeah.
I tell you what, let's take you live to the Dr. Oz comedy show.
Oh.
Welcome. You've seen him on the Dr. Oz show. Please welcome the very funny Dr. Oz.
Is this on? Does this work? Is this working? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
All right, here we go. What do you have for us, Dr. Oz?
All right, so I'm going to finish. I teased you earlier about the constipated accountant.
This isn't funny.
This isn't funny. All right. Did you hear about this?
Wait, hold on. Don't set it up. Just tell it.
I love it already.
Did you hear about the constipated accountant?
No.
Worked it out with a pencil.
Feedback.
Hello. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
No.
Great food, but there's no atmosphere.
So far, he's better than Uncle Johnny.
Uncle Johnny. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I was thinking about Elvis and Santa Fe, and I thought to myself, why do melons have weddings?
Why do melons have weddings?
Because they can't elope. Boom, boom. I'll be here all week, by the way. Try the corned beef. All right.
Wait, hold on. They didn't tell me there was corned beef.
What happens when you go to the bathroom in France?
What?
European.
Oh!
PPP.
These are good.
See, it was the PPP part that lost me.
Yeah.
See, I connected the dots too much. Did you hear about the guy who invented Altoids?
No.
He made a mint.
See, they say that after you tell the joke, you should, when people are laughing, you should take your victory sip.
Yeah.
Take a sip.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Open your water.
I'm ready.
Open your water. So while we laugh and clap and applaud and everything, you take your victory sip. Okay, go.
Oh.
To whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word.
Oh, and he takes a sip.
All right, I got one more.
Hold on. We have a problem here. Is the caller there?
Yes, why is he telling my jokes?
It's Uncle Johnny.
Everybody's laughing at them. When they don't laugh at mine, they just look at me.
There's a reason for that, Uncle Johnny.
Uncle Johnny.
Uncle Johnny, it's delivery. We have to work on your delivery.
A delivery. I deliver perfect.
All right, Uncle Johnny.
You're giving out my jokes.
No, these are not your jokes. These are Dr. Oz's jokes. Now, okay, sit back and we'll see what you think of his next joke. Okay, Uncle Johnny? Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to go off script. I'm going to tell a medical joke. Are you ready?
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Why does a proctologist use 2 fingers for rectal exams?
Why?
Second opinion.
You ruined his joke.
Everybody's laughing.
We're laughing.
2 fingers hurt.
Okay. Uncle Johnny, thank you. Okay. All right, Uncle Johnny, we got to go, Uncle Johnny. You ruined his joke. I love you.
Love you too. Hello, ladies.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
What a mess. All right, so today, you should watch Dr. Oz every day. Oh, we didn't talk about the Health Expo. This is why you're here.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't here for any of this.
I remember when you guys first started this. It's the 7th annual Lifestyle Health and Wellness Expo here in New York City. It's going down Sheraton Times Square next Saturday, I believe. Or
it's November the 9th, week from Saturday, from 12 to 4 p.m. It's all afternoon. And just listen, we have a bunch of superstars. iHeart pulls us on. God bless them for spending the money on this. It's all free to the public. There are demos, there's fitness classes.
And what do you do at the Health Expo?
I get an hour to myself where I get to talk to folks about what's on my mind that I think is important for them to know about their health. And we talk about weight loss and we talk about CBD and answer all questions. It's a more intimate setting. As opposed to having millions of people watching, you can just get the people and, a couple hundred in the audience and just talk to them about what's really on their mind. So come, ask questions, have a good time. There's lots of free stuff as well. And the music is, of course, it's an iHeart event. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
What is that?
She was looking at.
Oh my goodness!
There's a picture of me, actually Dr. Oz and me. You posted it first,
yeah, and
then I stole it and posted it on my own. It has us at the wedding in Santa Fe. You and I are laughing so hard, and I don't know why. Who knows why we were laughing? But look how much laughter is going on.
Yeah, look how many people like it. I'll tell you, it is surprising what laughter can do medically. Oxytocin, pitocin, all these hormones you don't have to know about. It bonds you in ways that are absolutely unique, which is why I personally believe that the healthiest meal you could ever have is one you're having with friends that you're laughing at. You can eat whatever you want as long as you're laughing with friends. Just don't, it's not going to happen every single time you eat a meal.
But I'll tell you what, let Gandhi make you dinner. You'll laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, my, there we are. Laughing at the food or with the food?
At the food.
Yep.
I'm kidding.
We'll have a good time.
But no, this is my note. When I was much younger, I was with my friend Karen, who was at the wedding. This was back in 1985. She and I were at a party, and we were telling jokes with each other, and someone took a picture of me laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. And I remember it hurt. Remember the last time you laughed so hard it hurt?
Yeah.
Your belly.
Your jaw hurt. Anyway, someone snapped a picture of that. I still have it in my bathroom at my apartment. I look at it every morning, and it reminds me about, when you can choose between misery and laughter, try your best to go toward laughter because it makes such a difference. This is my second favorite picture after that one.
Oh, my goodness. I love it, too.
You're in second place, Dr. Ross.
Oh, my God. Yes, I love it. See, I'm envious, though. I'm envious.
The 7th Annual Lifestyle, Health, and Wellness Expo, Sheraton, New York Times Square. You can simply go to a website called... do a search for the 7th Annual Lifestyle Health and Wellness Expo.
It's free. Just show up. You'll have a good time.
Just show.
It's on Z100.com. If you click on the banner.
Where? Z100?
At the top of Z100.com.
Yeah, go to Z100.com.
Right. There's a banner at the top. Click on it. Have a fun. We'll be waiting for you. We'll be laughing as much as we laughed with Elvis, almost.
We love you.
Are you going to tell some jokes?
I'll have a whole new repertoire there.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hilarious Dr. Oz.